going to move on to have a look at the international papers now. I'm glad to say that Nick Rushworth is here with us. The French papers, they're kind of talking a lot, aren't they, today, about this decision by Moody's to cut France's AAA rating.
I'm going to start out straight away with Le Monde, which has on its front page here, the AAA has gone, and that's a decision by Moody's. La France perd encore de son crédit, it is saying. That translates there, you can see the headline, that France, again, losing credit rating. That's because Standard & Poor's downgraded in January. The decision coming now at a time of a socialist government. The decision then was, of course, under Sarkozy. The paper Le Monde is stressing that back then in January it did not cause too much harm. Stuart.
OK, aujourd'hui on France, they're asking how on earth France is going to reassure the ratings agencies.
Here, that's the headline there. You can see comment rassurer les agences de notation, and, you know, how can you kowtow to them in a way, and what do they want, what are they looking for? Now, it says that France here is being punished for being too optimistic about growth forecasts, and it's not cutting its deficit enough and not fast enough, and France does indeed need to do more. Now, it's arguing in the inside pages that the weak points for France are lack of competitiveness and lack of flexibility in the labour market, and there you can see the AAA going down 1, 2, 3 there. The paper is saying that the socialist president, François Hollande, has in fact taken this warning from Moody's into account, and when the S&P decided to downgrade in January, he said then, well, that was a criticism of Nicolas Sarkozy's government and policy. So that basically the paper is arguing is that he really does have to show that he's going to pull his fingers out on addressing this issue that Moody's has raised for the French economy.
I'd say give us something completely different, some of the other newspapers, well, but they're all still talking about Moody's, aren't they?
It's incredible. It's the full range today. There you can see La Croix, the Catholic daily, and it's leading 2 on the AAA with people walking down the street forlornly with the A there, as you can see, the obsession currently this morning in France. Now, it's saying there in La Croix, very much the same as in Le Parisien and in Aujourd'hui en France, that in fact the solution for France is to tackle France's declining competitiveness and introduce more flexibility into the labour market. I want to go to the front page of Les Echos, which is the business paper. It's warning that France now is under haute surveillance, under high surveillance. The quote there on the front page of Les Echos is from Laurence Parisot. She is the head of the Employers' Federation here in France, Stuart. Now, the paper there saying that she is saying this is a serious warning, and Les Echos saying that without major reforms, France really now faces being knocked back a further notch. Le Figaro, of course, is putting this on its front page too. There you can see la perte de AAA offre oblige Hollande à réformer. So Hollande is up against the wall, really. He's got to deal with this right now, and fast is the Le Figaro angle.
You have found something else which is on the front pages today. Libération, they're covering the hot topic, same-sex marriage.
Well, there's a big debate, isn't there, about competitiveness on one hand in France, but also same-sex marriage is really stirring conversation in bars and cafes around France at the moment. That's because legislation is in the pipeline for early January about this. Libération has a story on this. Hollande has gone off to the mayors of France and said to them, well, if you have a crisis of conscience about delivering a service in a ceremony for a gay couple, then go ahead, refuse to carry out that service. So is that kowtowing? The headline actually in Libération is that il range les noces. I had a real problem translating it, but it's sort of like he's mulling over, chewing over. There you can see range ses noces. Impossible for me to translate that this morning.
I'm glad you were translating it rather than me, though.
biting his nails, or is he chewing over this whole same-sex marriage issue? That's because the demonstrations are on the streets. Now, the paper's there saying, yes, he's giving mayors the leeway to not carry out certain ceremonies, but Noël Mamère, who is a key figure in the Green Party here in France, is saying Hollande has given up. He's backtracked. These statements from the president is just handing victory to the right wing in France over this same-sex marriage issue. And we'll be hearing a lot more about it. It's in the pipeline for early January, and there will be demonstrations.
Our expert translator and newspaper reviewer Nick Rushworth here on France 24 with the French papers.